All right, what's going on? It's Bobby Skinner, John Boy Media Football, doing a draft film breakdown on one of the most interesting players in this draft, and that is Georgia edge Nolan Smith, who is 6'2", 238 pounds. Small for an edge. At the combine, ran a 4.39 40, 41.5-inch vertical jump. So basically, he's 99th percentile in like testing and athleticism, and then 1 percentile in size for the edge position. But I think he's got room to grow, and you just see the ability. And some team is going to fall in love with him, and I think rightfully so. And he's not someone who gets blown away in the run game. You know, he's not a great edge setter, but he's solid, and he also does a lot of impact plays within the scheme that they do. So make sure to like and subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff, and let's get into Nolan Smith, who I think is a electric player. So here versus Oregon, we're going to go through pass rush stuff first. Gets himself a quarterback hit on Bo Nix. So obviously with that speed that he has, he's going to have great elite get off, right? I mean, those first steps, bah, 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 that's awesome. Testing that offensive tackle. But I think he works his hands really well to keep punches off of him. You see, now he doesn't have great length, but able to swipe those hands off of you and then flatten this rush and get after the quarterback. Like, I think he's great doing that. Now, once he's engaged and offensive linemen are able to lock on him, he's not going to be great countering off it. He needs to work on that, and length is always going to be an issue. But I think for a guy who doesn't have, the length that you desire, is awesome working his hands in pass rush situations and in the run. But again, we're going to have that great get off. Offensive lineman is going to punch his hands, and you see him working those hands, right? Quick strike. And the ball comes out quick, but I mean, he's around that corner. Here again versus Vandy. Like, I don't need to keep explaining how he's got an elite get off. Just but you see those hands. Work those hands, get flat. Like, he's not bending, his knees aren't touching the ground with his bend. He's not like the best bender you've ever seen. He's got good enough. But he's able to work that speed, get around that corner, use his hands, and then flatten around. And you're going to see here versus South Carolina. Like, this is maybe my favorite rep of him. He gets a quarterback hit here. But he's getting help, like, from the tight end. Like, tight end's trying to give him help. And you see how well he works laterally, which we're going to go through in a second. Gains ground on this. Plant off that foot, push, use those hands at the same time. It's all just so fluid and one motion. Like, he's not segmented at all. It's just so quick, and gets a quarterback hit on Rattler. Let's just watch that in full speed, just how much is going on here. I mean, that's a great rep. That's a first-round player type rep right there. Now you're going to see with his speed, he's going to be able to work outside in, right? But what I like about him, he only does this within the scheme and what they ask him. So here he's setting up a game. So we're going to test them quick, get those hands off of you, get low, and dip through this and fight through this. But that's part of the scheme that they want. Like on here, they're going to send this corner blitz. He's going to work outside in. He's not just out there freestyling. He plays within the scheme, and Georgia teaches that type of stuff. But we're going to see how quick. Get flat, get lateral, rip through that inside hand, and we're there. Ball's out quick, but still, just really, really good stuff. This is going to be some more of the speed to power. So again, he's not going to be someone who blows away tackles with power in the NFL. Like, they're not going to be this Vanderbilt left tackle. But you see, if he can add some strength, that can be part of his repertoire. Again, good speed, good leverage, good hand usage to keep that punch off of him. And then you see the feet drive. Bam, bam, bam. Like right into the quarterback's lap. Here again versus Vandy. Like getting this tackle on skates. Again, getting vertical, gaining ground, and then bam. Just see how quick he's able to close and get to that bull. And just puts this left tackle in his quarterback's lap. So now that's him as a pass rusher, and I think there's room to grow with addition of moves, adding more strength. Now, again, I think he's always going to have some issues with length, but I think he can really become an awesome pass rusher in the run game. He is awesome working laterally. Like, we saw that as a pass rusher. he is able to get low, dip, and that speed. Get lateral, rip through that inside shoulder, and we're here. Able to break through that block. Again, the ball goes the other way. But here, working from the backside, gaining so much ground with that first step. Like, this is a good first step by the Oregon tackle. But he gains so much ground on it, and that speed that he has is able to come and play this ball from the backside, that he's able to come in there and make a play. Again, next play, tackle at the line of scrimmage. Gains a lot of ground on that first step. Gets low, bring that right arm, rip through, able to disengage, and then just bam, burst and make himself a big tackle. Here versus South Carolina. Now here, it's a little bit right play versus right place, right time, because they are pulling these two players and they have the tight end down blocking. But again, part of that is like, this should be like a block that isn't pretty but is effective for the tight end. But because he gains so much ground on that, gets so low that this tight end is left useless. Like, he's not able to do anything. And then with these two guys, with the tackle and center pulling and the guard down blocking, there's no one in this gap, and he's able to go quick, low, and then burst to the ball and get himself a tackle for a loss. So yeah, is that the right, is he shooting that gap at the right time versus that play? Yeah, but his ability lets him do that. And then this is the last thing we'll go through in the run game. My man can take on some pulling guards. This guard is pulling. He's levering. He's taking the outside shoulder on this. And for 6'2", 238 pounds, that's some knockback power. And that's why it's like he plays strong. He needs to add strength, add some mass, but he plays with strength. Like, keeps his hips square and just levers into this. Back bounces it, and he's going to go there and help with the tackle. This next one's a pass play, even though the guard's pulling. You're going to see. Like, as soon as this tackle starts blocking down this gap, he closes this gap, squeezes this gap, while also getting to the outside shoulder, not getting upfield, and just knocks his ass back. And then Rattler throws an interception. This Georgia fan is very happy. He's right in front of the camera. And he's happy Nolan Smith was on the Bulldogs. So yeah, Nolan Smith, I really like this player. I think he's intriguing, fun, can do a lot of things, and I think there's room to grow. So I think he's going to go somewhere in the end of the first round. I think teams are going to struggle with the idea of adding a 6'2", 238-pound edge who didn't have the best production in the world, but again, part of that can be Georgia's scheme, and you see the pass rush ability. It's not like he's out there Trayvon Walker style where he's not really doing anything with the blocks. He's just kind of playing his role. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Check out the other draft breakdowns, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. We'll see you on the next one.